Can you see it or nah? Is it too bright?
Yeah, I can see it.
Start off with you. How old are you?
I'm 90 years old.
90 years old. All right. And what? I'm 21. I'm 21. Cameron is 18. 90 years old. Damn.
That's a long, long time.
That's a crazy time.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I hope I live that long.
Well, I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. I could write a book if I wasn't lazy.
Make a book about
My life.
your life.
Yeah, I've had an extraordinary life.
What's your background? Where's your family from?
My family originally were from Colorado.
Okay.
My father was born and raised in a reservation at Utah.
Would you say that your mom or your dad had like a bigger influence on like who you are? Like, I know you said your mom had like a lot of principles. What do you mean principles? Like what things did she live by and try to teach you?
Well, Grandma was very patient. She was quiet. She was old-fashioned. Great cook, great housekeeper, just a great, great mother. My dad, he believed in responsibility for us. He worked his ass off. I mean, for an American Indian at that time to get off the reservation and come to Montana and find a job, steady job, and he made our lives as adolescents great. It was a responsibility, and I still carry that tradition with myself. If I'm told to be there at 6 o'clock, I'll be there at 5:30. I'm very disciplined.
For an American Indian, were you guys treated, different?
When he was a youth, yeah. He had a different Indian name, and he had to switch over from his Indian name to a Mexican name.
Really?
Yeah, Lujan.
Okay.
Because of the prejudice. He couldn't go to places because of his heritage. So he went into the Spanish name, and he can go anywhere.
Wow, I didn't know that. So,
Yeah.
so your dad changed his last name in order to basically like live more free because his name at the time wasn't accepted.
Exactly.
Wow,
Exactly.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So that's how I got my last name.
Right. As a kid, because of I guess you would say my skin or my looks, I should say my appearance, I was very lucky. I was accepted. I could do anything, go anywhere. I had a great, great adolescent life.
How many siblings did you have?
6.
6?
We
Wow.
seven kids.
7 kids, including you, like, right?
Yeah.
Who was your favorite siblings? And why?
It's strange. We were close, all of us, but we weren't that close. We were always had different opinions, did different things. So I didn't have a favorite. I really didn't. I loved them all. But, I would have to say my brother Ray.
Your brother Ray?
Yeah, he was quite a guy. Yeah. There was a lot of age difference. So when you have an age difference, you you pull away from the younger ones. So you're closer to the ones that's close to you.
Okay.
I know Dylan, you have never complained about Cameron, but Cameron has never complained about you. So apparently you guys know how to get along okay.
Yeah.
I think you can solve your own problems without involving me and Teddy, your father, and your mother. Now, your mother is a great lady. I totally respect her for what she has done for your kids.
As a kid or as a teenager growing up, what did you want to be? Like, what was your dream? Did you want to be a baseball player, a football player?
Well,
What did you want to be when you were growing up?
as a teenager, it's unfortunate that I was a short person, 5'5". I was just as good as the other boys or my buddies, but there was a shortness that kept me out of sports that I could compete just as good as they could. I was very good. For my size, I was excellent. I was a boxer. I
Right.
wanted to be noticed. I mean, a football player in small towns are like heroes, or a basketball player, they're heroes. About nowadays, I don't know, but at that time, I said I got to be noticed. So I went in for boxing. Great life.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was anywhere I would go, any town or any place. I always had attention. Apparently, it was my appearance. I mean, you know, I had it made. I advise you and Cameron to just stay out of trouble. And I'm proud of you guys that being with just a single parent, that you guys have stayed away from trouble. See, nowadays you have all this culture, and to me, it's all different because of the cell phones. You don't relate to your siblings because you're moving a lot. If you're, say you're Oviedo and I'm a Tampa, I mean, you guys are always on the cell phones. You don't pay enough attention to your parents. You know, that's my advice, but like I said, I'm very proud of you guys.
Okay.
You know that, Dylan.
I'm thankful. For real. Thankful to have you, Mom, Dad. And I think one thing I need to do is just like you said, relate and be around them more.
Yeah.
You know, instead of my cell phone or, the internet.
Right.
Because you're right, that does take a lot of people away from, reality or what the important things are in life. And some people might not understand what the important things are in life until later in life when they can't do those important things, right?
Or if they pass away, you know?
Yeah.
I truly believe in family. Timmy, my oldest son now, that lives in Clear Lake, California, he's like Teddy. He'll give you everything. You don't have to spend a dime to go see him. I mean, they treat me like a king, and I'm very, very fortunate. I really am, Dylan.
It's awesome.
They've been great to me.
You getting hot? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
We chilling? Bet.
I like the sun.
Bet, me too. What did you do for fun as a kid?
Wow, I did everything. In Montana, used to go hunting. I've killed a bear. I've killed an elk. I've killed deer, and of course it wasn't wasted. It was all for food, survival. Fishing, we used to go camp. We used to go overnight at a lake 3 times a week with Dad and his friends, and we'd go fishing, and we used to catch tons and tons of fish. I don't like fish now because I ate too much fish as a youth.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mean, it was at that time, it was delicious.
I know you don't like fish, so that's crazy that you used to catch what was your favorite fish to catch and eat?
Well, that was, in Montana, it was trout.
Trout?
Uh-huh.
And what? Your dad would take you down there, and what would you guys use to fish? Like a pole?
Well,
I know there's different, what would you do? Just grab a net?
We use a pole fishing, cast out there, get a bite, and we use a net. Sometimes you catch it with your hands. But these fish at that time were about 14 inches big and fat, and the limit was 10. So you take 5 of us, that's 50 fish.
Wow.
And that would last you for a month. And I mean, we did that constantly. Then my dad and Mom were very kind. They would give some of that trout to the neighbors. I used to love to go by myself at a creek. One of these days, maybe if we get to Montana, I'll show you.
Yeah, we got to. I know we've been talking about it, but keep going.
I used to walk by myself on a Saturday or a Sunday. It was so much fun, alone. Mom would make me a nice meal. I'd take off, be back at 4 o'clock. But it was just fun just watching the ripples of the creek, the rocks, the vegetation around there, seeing wild animals. I mean, not bears or anything like that, but that's what I used to do for another recreation. It was great therapy for me.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, I would put my mind away from reality, and I would do. I mean, you do a lot of thinking, and my thinking was always positive.
What advice would you give to someone now who wanted to be a fighter, or in general wanted to chase their dream or do what they wanted to do? You know what I'm saying? What advice would you give someone to chase their dream?
Okay.
And to be what they want to be?
My advice is, if you can do it, just follow your dream. But the main thing I always strive is, don't get in trouble.
All right, let's talk about this. Your first love.
It's amazing.
Your first love. We want to know.
You know, it's
Who your first love was, why you liked her, and what happened?
My hometown in Anaconda, Montana, there was this girl named Vicki Johnson. Beautiful little blonde. And we went together for about 6 months, inseparable. Go everywhere together. And there was innocent love. There was no sex involved or none of that stuff. It's just being together, companionship. I had a lot of respect for her. That's why I didn't ever take advantage of her, which I know she would have. But it was Vicki. But amazing, Dylan. Women were so easy to me. I don't know why. I never had problems with women.
Like a lot of people nowadays do have problems with women, and a lot of people look for, love. So what's advice?
just kind of study her, see what her habits are, what does she like to do, what's fun, what is not good, don't do it. Just enjoy yourselves, both of you. And if you have a feeling that she doesn't like you, she's playing with you, I mean, if you're a positive person, you just say, sorry, I gotta move on. But I mean, do it in a polite way. Don't do it in a blunt, hateful way. The thing about me is when I had girlfriends, I was never mean to them. If we parted, I did it in a polite way where we were always friends. Okay? Even now, I bet I could, of course, they're probably deceased because of my age and their age, you know. Well, like I said, I'm very thankful that my health is so amazingly great. So now my advice is just be kind to people. That's the main thing. But you also have to know when there's a bad person that wants to do bad things, just walk away. Do it politely. Joe, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. And walk away for what they are. We're all different. We're short, fat, tall, skinny, not very good looking, appearance. To me, that was my main concern, appearance. Even the day when I go somewhere, I like to look nice. You don't have to have $1 million suit. If you got a $150 suit and it's clean, it's pressed, and you look great, nice, average shirt, people notice you for your neatness, not for your suit. But just be yourself.
You think your looks could get you a long way?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What did you do to stay healthy?
I didn't smoke whatsoever. Didn't touch it. I've never touched any narcotics or any substance that would harm my body, because as a boxer, my belief was always keep in shape. Well, look at my appearance now. I mean, I'm not overweight. I could be overweight, but I won't. I still battle it. Just be yourself. Don't do anything that's bad. I mean, common sense will tell you that you don't do things like that. I was introduced one day by a young man. He said, "Tom, try this, a cigar." I got hooked up on cigars only because it relaxes me. It relaxes me. I don't overdo it. And off and on, I smoked for about 40 years. It hasn't harmed me, but I would recommend anybody that goes into tobacco, don't. It's not good for your teeth. It's not good for your lungs. But like I said, every individual has fault. And you could get hooked up with, say, cigars. It could ruin your lungs. It definitely will ruin your teeth.
Okay.
So I would recommend that tobacco, N-O.
All right. Now tobacco. What about weed? What about marijuana? What's your opinion on that? And did a lot of people use marijuana growing up? Like around you?
Never in my time, not in Montana. I'm talking 60 years ago. That wasn't even mentioned. We knew the Indians, they had that Paiute, the pipes, and they would smoke that, and they would go crazy, or they were always in a little trance. And at that time, that wasn't even mentioned. In fact, half of the kids that I went with, we never smoked. My only advice was at that time, once in a while we'd go for nice little beer parties, which was fun, but we would never go crazy. We would never get caught by drunk driving and that, because we knew. I mean, and some parents, they wouldn't tolerate that, and my dad would not tolerate that. He would not. But sad to say, I have 3 brothers that they loved their alcohol, and they consumed a lot of it, but I wouldn't do it. I don't recommend it.
It's crazy to see how back then the people who you were around didn't even talk about it. No one used it. No one needed it, right? Nowadays, it's like, almost, 1 out of 3 people you meet are average users of marijuana, right?
See, like
it's pretty crazy, huh?
It's crazy, but it's not crazy because at my generation, marijuana might have been good for them for health reasons, but that was totally tabooed. Totally taboo.
What's taboo? Like ridiculous bullshit?
Right, it was no.
Okay.
It's harmful. And it might have not been. Marijuana at that time might have saved you from headaches or, anything to cure your body. But no, that was mentioned. Not like today. I think the youth are abusing marijuana. It's an excuse to get high for no reason. The problem is nowadays, kids are lonely. Kids don't like to be alone, or they're rejected by their parents or your friends. I mean, it's very, very hard. But hey, if it's good for you, use it. I'm not a doctor, but the doctors know, hey, if you have to have it, use it, but don't abuse it.
Part of physical health is important, and also mental health. You know what I'm saying? How you think, what your mindset. How important is your mindset versus physical
absolutely
health?
I have to be busy. I have to be active. I go out there with Teddy, and I go out there for about 2 hours by myself in the weed. We're clearing out that whole side. Arms are moving, your brain is moving, you're watching things around, and you're active. And your muscle, your blood is flowing good. The thing is, don't worry about stress. If you have stress and all that, go out, go take a walk. Go do something that's not harmful, like physical. Like you guys go out, go lift weights. That's great. I love that. You're busy. You're not thinking negative. We all do. Half of Americans and half of the whole world are lonely. 37% of people are lonely only because they don't have a goal.